Ready to learn some real life English with comprehensible input? Well, good, because today it's a freezing cold day in Indiana. It's cold. No, seriously, guys, it's cold. I'm not joking, guys. It is cold. Well, I'm happy that you're ready to learn some real life English with comprehensible input, because today we're going to talk about something that has become really popular on the internet: Japanese philosophy. Let's go. Hey guys, it is your English speaking friend, Kyle. And I came out here on a very cold Indiana day to bring you guys another video of comprehensible input. What is comprehensible input? Comprehensible input is when a native speaker, like me, speaks slowly and clearly so that you can understand. And I'm sorry guys if it's very loud here, but you can see we are out in the cold, hard nature. So guys, first let me say that this topic was recommended to me by one of the members on my channel, Susie in Turkey. So Susie, this video is for you, but I hope that everybody will enjoy it and learn a lot, because this is a video that will help you learn new vocabulary and improve your English, improve your ability to talk about deep subjects like philosophy, but also you'll be able to learn some new thoughts, some new ways to look at life that might help you to improve your life. So let's get into it. Okay guys, so let's start with, what does philosophy even mean? Because so many people throw that word around like, oh, I love to listen to podcasts about philosophy or read books about philosophy. But what does that word even mean? Well, very simply put, guys, in a way that we can all understand, philosophy is a search for wisdom, okay? It's a search for understanding, and it's different modes of thought, different ways to look at the world, different ways to try and find the answers to the questions that we have in this life. So in this video, we will be looking at 5 different Japanese philosophies, 5 different ways that the Japanese have used to look at the world, try and find meaning in this life that sometimes can feel meaningless. So let's get right into it, guys. Let's start with one that has become super popular on the internet, and for good reason. And this philosophy is called Ikigai. And Japanese friends, tell me if I'm saying this right or not, but please forgive me if I don't say it right, because I learned all these words from reading, not by listening, not by speaking with Japanese people, okay? So what it literally means is the value of being alive. Iki means life, and gai means value or worth. So the value of life. And if I was going to very simply explain what this philosophy is all about, it's about finding the thing that makes you want to live, okay? It's finding the thing that makes your life worth living, that makes you want to get up and get out of bed in the morning, okay? It's not the things you do just because you have to. It's the things you do because your soul tells you that's what you're supposed to do. It's the things you do because it gives you purpose, gives you a mission. Now, I've talked about this a lot, guys. In the video where I talked about addiction, I talked about how I think that most addiction is caused by people not having a purpose in their life, a lack of love in their life, a lack of a mission in their life. And this philosophy helps us to find that mission, helps us to fulfill ourselves by finding what it is that we are meant to do. Now, guys, I want to share a Japanese proverb about this philosophy. And a proverb is a small piece of wisdom that we pass on to help the people after us know the wisdom that we found. And this proverb says that Ikigai is not something that you find, it's something that you build, okay? And guys, so many people never find their Ikigai or the value in their life because they don't put in the time to build it, okay? You have to try so many different things until you find something that speaks to your heart and your soul, until you find something that you know you are meant to be doing, and then you have to put in the time to build it, okay? It's possible that a certain person could be the best guitarist ever, but if they never put in the time to learn how to do the chords, they will never have their ikigai. They will never find their purpose. Okay? So that's what that proverb means to me. You have to try things until you find the right thing, but then you have to build it. Okay? You don't just find it and it's there. You explore and explore until you find something that you think might be it, and then you invest your time and build it. And like I said in that other video, what I think the meaning of life is finding your purpose, your mission, and then giving it everything you have. And in a way, guys, that's ikigai. So this isn't about getting rich or famous. It's about finding the thing that makes you feel like a valuable person, makes you respect yourself and love yourself, makes you feel like you're giving value to others. Now, guys, your ikigai could be being the best mother that you can be. It could be taking care of your mother, all right? Or taking care of loved ones, helping older people, helping the people who have less than you do. It doesn't have to be some big thing. All that it has to be is the thing that makes you feel alive and like you're spending your time in a good way. That's ikigai. Tell me in the comments, have you guys found your ikigai? Okay, guys, the second one is another Japanese philosophy that has went pretty viral and become super popular and well known all around the world, and this one is called Kaizen. And the idea of Kaizen is that if you get just 1% better each day, then over time you can make huge improvements and see huge results in your goals, your life, your health, your success. So there's another proverb that has to do with this philosophy, and it says, today better than yesterday, and tomorrow better than today. So that means that you just try and get a little bit better each and every day. And guys, this one is so important because sometimes we feel like I'm not achieving my goals because I didn't do something huge today, okay? I didn't make a video that got 100,000 views today, or, you know, something like that. I didn't bench press 200 pounds today. All right, now those are the big things that you want to achieve, but if you made a video, you're 1% better than yesterday. If you went to the gym at all, you're better than you were yesterday. So it's these small things, guys, small little things that we can do every day to improve ourselves. There's another saying that I've thought about a lot, guys, that I think has to do with this one a little bit. They say it takes 10 years to become an overnight success. And an overnight success, guys, is like when you never heard of a musician or an actor, you never heard of them before, and then all of a sudden they're everywhere. They're on every TV show, they're in every magazine, every movie, every song, okay? You never heard of them, and then boom, they're famous, they're everywhere, they're a star. That's called an overnight success because you didn't know about them, and then overnight, boom, they're everywhere. Now, they say it takes 10 years to become an overnight success because you just saw them when they're famous. What you did not see is the 10 years that they spent becoming good, okay? Acting in small plays or small TV shows, okay? Or playing in a band at small bars and nobody watching, or making YouTube videos for nobody. Guys, I remember when my YouTube channel really started to grow, and once I started getting, 30, 40, 50, 60,000 subscribers, everybody thought I was this new channel that was, a really good new channel. What they didn't see is that I've been doing this for years already. Okay, I've been working hard to improve my style, to improve my speaking, to just improve myself. So the way that applies to Kaizen, guys, you don't go from nobody to a star. Okay, you don't go from a super skinny guy to a big muscular guy, okay? Or from somebody who's out of shape, fat and weak, to a super athlete. No, you work hard every day, get a little bit better each and every day, and eventually you get to the end of your goals, you reach where you wanted to go, and you will see that little bit every day pays off. Now, guys, this is huge because reading for 15 minutes every day is so much better than once a month you sit down and read a whole book, okay? Going to the gym for 30 minutes 5 times a week is much better than going once a week and working out for 3 hours until you're tired. It's routine, guys. It's building yourself up into part of your routine, self-improvement into your daily routine, and eventually that pays off huge. Guys, it's like the other day when I was speaking with Jay from English by Jay, which by the way is an incredible channel. Check it out if you haven't already. He and I had a really deep conversation. We were talking about meditation, and he mentioned micro habits. And these are small things you can do. We were talking about meditation, and he said even 1 minute a day of meditation is better than nothing. And that's true, guys. You start with 1 minute. Before you know it, you're meditating 5 minutes, then 10 minutes. Next thing you know, you're a professional meditator reaching nirvana. So guys, I've heard a lot of people making excuses like why they don't go to the gym or why they don't learn how to play guitar or learn an instrument. They don't want to spend the time. Oh, it'll take too long. It'll take me a year to get in shape. It'll take me a year before I can play the piano well. Guys, the thing about that is time is going to pass anyway. That year is going to pass. When that year is done, do you want to be the same person that you are right now? Or do you want to be playing the piano or guitar or speaking great English or have bigger arms so the girls like you more? Time is going to pass anyway, guys. So why not get a little bit better each and every day? Because, my friends, if you get 1% better every day, after 1 year, that is 365% better. Guess what? That is a whole new person, and that is the power of Kaizen. Remember I told you guys it's cold out here? Look at that frozen log, guys. And I almost sat down right there, and the water came all the way up. Guys, if I was sitting there and that water hit my butt, that would have been so cold, guys. Anyway, Japanese philosophy number 3 is called wabi-sabi. And the general idea of wabi-sabi is to find the beauty in the imperfections of life. And an idea that sometimes is used to represent wabi-sabi is that a teacup that you drink from, like this with a crack in it, is more beautiful than a brand new one because it has character. It has a story. It's been hurt before, but it's still here. And if everything was perfect, everything would be exactly the same and nothing would be unique. So guys, think of this as the exact opposite of the social media world that we live in today, where people want to use filters to make their skin look perfect. They all want to do the same things with their hair. They all want to look perfect even though they're not. But when we do these things, we miss the point, guys, that our flaws and imperfections, the things that make us different, they make us who we are. And imperfection can truly be beauty, guys. So the philosophy of wabi-sabi tells us that our wrinkles, our scars, and the things that make us different are our signature, okay? They're who make you, you. But it's not just in us. It's in everything around us. Don't seek perfection. Embrace the imperfect world that we live in, and you'll find more peace. Now, guys, the way that this has applied to me in my life, when I was younger, I was a pretty insecure person. And there's one thing I can think of that I was always super insecure about, and it was my skin. Now, guys, I have something that a lot of Irish people have, and it's called freckles, okay? Let me show you freckles. I don't know if you'll be able to see them on the camera. Can you see my freckles? The little dots on my skin? Well, I've always had a lot of freckles on my arms, my back, and my face, a lot more when I was a kid. And almost nobody else around me has those. So it made me feel different. It made me feel insecure and shy. And nobody ever really picked on me or made fun of me about it, but people did say some things like, wow, you have a lot of freckles. And that made me insecure because when you're a kid, you don't want to be different. But now, guys, I see that that's part of me. You know, it's part of who I am. I can't change it. And now that I'm grown, I wouldn't change it. So guys, what I take away from this philosophy, I think we should try to improve ourselves every day, like Kaizen says. We should find our purpose in life and give it everything we have, like Ikigai. But the things that you can't change, I think you should embrace them, own them, be proud of them, okay? Because there's a whole lot of people trying to change who and what they are. They want to change their skin. They want to get surgeries on their face and their body. And the thing is, in my opinion, most of the time when people get plastic surgeries and things like that, they were more beautiful before the surgery, and they just got rid of their signature. They got rid of what made them unique so that they could try and fit in, which is a sad thing. So anyway, tell me guys what you think about this. And I also want to know which one of these philosophies resonates with you guys most, okay? Which one you feel most? Which one you think has the most value? So tell me that after the video, okay? Alright guys, and the next philosophy is called Shoshin. And Shoshin is the philosophy of keeping a beginner's mind. So basically, the idea behind this is that you should remain open, remain curious, and remain humble. When you think you know everything about a certain topic or your career or something like that, you stop growing. And one of the proverbs that is associated with Shoshin is, in the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities, but in the expert's mind, there are few. So the person who thinks they are an expert, they think they know everything already. They're not searching. They're not still trying to improve every day. They've become comfortable in their level, and they're shutting themselves off to the possibility of improving. Now, an example of a proper use of the Shoshin philosophy is a black belt martial artist, okay? He's an expert. He knows all the techniques, but he still practices even the most basic moves. He doesn't think he's too good, that he doesn't need to practice that anymore. He still keeps an open mind and keeps trying to improve on the most basic move, because in his mind, he's not an expert and there's still room to get better. That is Shoshin, guys. Now, this is something that I try and use in my life, and right now with my content creation, I'm really trying to use this. And there's something that I've been thinking I can improve a lot on, and it's my filming, okay? It's getting cooler shots, better camera techniques, getting a better camera eventually. But if I just thought, oh, my stuff's good enough already, I've made almost 1,000 videos, I know what I'm doing, guys, my stuff would never get better. But I know my stuff would get so much better. And then I see some creators who are doing awesome things with their cameras, and I don't look at them like an expert, like, oh, I don't need that because I'm already good. I look at them like a beginner, like, ooh, I wonder how they did that. How can I do that in my videos? I need to learn that technique. And sometimes it's something simple, a very simple move, like putting the camera a little bit farther away. That's Shoshin, guys. Keep an open mind, stay curious, and never think that you are too much of an expert in anything to keep trying to improve, my friends. Okay, guys, and the last Japanese philosophy that I'm going to speak about today is called Ma. And what Ma is basically is the space in between things. Ma is the silence between words, the pause between notes and music, the empty space between objects in a room. And Ma teaches that space, empty space, is not empty, but it is meaningful. So a couple of proverbs, Japanese proverbs about the philosophy Ma. 1, silence is also a sound. And 2, the space between things is where life happens. I really like the proverb, silence is also a sound. And maybe this isn't exactly the philosophy of Ma, but when I hear that, what I think of is sometimes it's more powerful to keep your mouth shut. Honestly, guys, I've won a lot of battles by choosing not to say what my brain wanted to say. Now, whether that is Ma or not, I don't know. That's just a personal note that I thought of when I heard that proverb. But one thing that I've learned that I think is more in line with the actual philosophy of Ma is that you will never find a deeper, more profound peace than if you learn to be comfortable in silence. Learn to be comfortable in silence and empty space. And this is something I've really learned in meditation, guys. One of Dr. Joe's techniques, you guys have heard me talk about Dr. Joe Dispenza a lot. One of his techniques is to put your attention on nothing. That sounds so crazy, guys, but you put your attention into the empty space, and he's done studies that show that slows down your brain waves and allows you to get into very deep states in your mind, deep states of meditation. And like Ma says, the space is where life happens. Believe me, guys, if you learn how to meditate properly and put your attention on nothing, put your attention on the empty space, a lot of deep things can happen there. And I think it's meditation that has helped me to become comfortable in silence. And guys, I have a work friend, and a lot of times when we're on break at work, he'll come into the room and I'm just sitting there, not on my phone, just sitting there silently. And he always says, "It makes me uncomfortable that you're just sitting there thinking. What could you be thinking about?" And now, guys, he feels that way because he does not have peace in the silence. And because he does not have peace in the silence, he feels like something's wrong when he's not talking, when he's not watching something on his phone. Guys, I love when I'm waiting at the doctor's office, or I'm, at a restaurant waiting on our food, whatever the case may be, and I'm the only one who's not on their phone. You look around and every single person there is scrolling Instagram, TikTok, Facebook for no reason at all, just because they're not comfortable with the silence. But guys, I have found such a peace in going to the silence and learning how to be calm there, to be comfortable there. And guys, just sitting in a room quietly without looking at your phone, just looking around, looking out a window, or coming out in nature, just be quiet. Be quiet and look. You never know what you will see. You never know what revelation might come to your mind. Because like the philosophy of Ma says, it is in the space between things that life happens. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. Tell me, what philosophies do you live your life by? I'm very curious to know. I appreciate every single one of you for being here, spending your time with me, and improving your English with comprehensible input. And, as always, my friends,